What a big old baby, man. I'm telling you, he's tired, man. They working him out every day.
Hey, Clippers go down to New Orleans and survive. They get it done. A double-double from Favors, not enough. Saw what Sweet Lou did. Kawhi had 39. He's had 30 in his last 5 games. He spoke after the game.
Kawhi, how important is it that you guys on this 6-game road trip get off to a good start with a nice win here in New Orleans?
It's very important. We want to keep building as a team and get better every day, every game. And, it's important to get that win.
5th consecutive game for you with over 30 points. What does it mean to get in this kind of groove right now?
Well, it means a lot. I'm just happy that we won tonight. Doesn't matter if I score 30, 10, 20. I just want to win a basketball game.
What'd you think of your team's defense, something that Doc has been talking about a little bit?
We did better in the second half. I think we did pretty good in that fourth. I got to look at it, but, they scored 130 points. They were shooting a high percentage, so we still got a lot of work to do.
Thanks, Kawhi.
Thank you.
How about this right here? The Terminator. Claw has been crazy over the last 10, averaging 30, giving you 6 and 5. That field goal percentage and that 3-point percentage ain't bad either.
Man, he's playing like the Terminator, isn't he?
Hey, he is. And
I don't want him coming after me because he is relentless.
Paul George has missed the last 4 games. I think there might be somewhat of a correlation with him stepping his game up, seeing that his running mate isn't there.
We had to.
No question about it. And there's been a lot of talk. Obviously, he's been managing various issues and been out of the lineup. What are your thoughts on, number one, how they've managed him personally, all the injuries, but then his ability on the floor and what he's shown without Paul George?
Well, look, Kawhi Leonard doesn't have anything to prove. He's done that throughout his career. But the thing that's amazing, he understands when Paul George is not in the game and vice versa when Kawhi is out. Those two guys put that team on their shoulder. But the thing that's different about this Clipper team, they don't have to do anything. I think 2 guys off the bench, Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, had 60-plus points today?
Oh, yeah.
Just those two guys?
Those two, yeah,
or 50-something, some ridiculous amount. But when you look at this basketball team, Kawhi, the thing that concerns me, they won the game. Doc been on them about their defense. They gave up 130 points. Now, I know they was on the road to New Orleans, and New Orleans has been playing very well of late.
Yes.
And I don't think New Orleans going to trade anybody because they got Zion coming back. And I think the GM and ownership going to want to see this team play with Zion. So when I look at the Clippers, if they don't get that defense figured out, and I know what people thinking, man, they could turn it on. And they should be able to. But sometimes you go to the well too many times and it's dry. And that's what Doc's trying to tell them. Look at Milwaukee and look at the Clippers. The Milwaukee Bucks would have came in there and destroyed that team, just put them away. The Clippers gave up 130-something points, and it went down to the last second of the game. Yeah, you won the game, but if you're a championship caliber team, why are you playing all these close games with sub-500 teams?
That's crazy. I want to say the Clippers are the only team in the NBA that has 4 players averaging over 20 points per game right now. And they leave a lot of teams in the games and give them opportunities.
Which is amazing, the way they can score. But think about it. Kawhi, potential first-team all-defense. Paul George.
Yeah.
Patrick Beverley.
Beverley as well.
Dude.
3 of the best perimeter defenders in the game.
And that's why Doc is scratching his head. You see, he's like me. He's spraying that stuff up there to keep it thin, to keep it thick looking. But that's why Doc is losing his hair, because he's sitting there saying, I have 3 of the top 20 defensive players and 2 of the top 10 on my team, and we're giving up 130 points?
Interesting.
Not working.
Hey, so let's shift the conversation. We all know that Zion is about to make his return, but we know the Pelicans can score in bunches. We've seen what they've been able to do. They had a lot of injuries at one point, but now it seems like everybody's getting healthy. Brandon Ingram has been absolutely on fire. Once Zion comes back, he's going to be a magnet. Me and you sat here during the preseason and watched what he was able to do.
72% from the field, baby.
So is that going to potentially help or hurt the Pelicans right now, seeing how they've been rolling offensively?
It may, I'm not going to say hurt, it may stagger them a little bit. It may put them into a little lull for a minute. But this is the thing about him. When he gets out on the court and he realizes what he can and can't do, on those moments where he doesn't have the energy to push himself, he's going to do this. He's going to be the facilitator. That's the thing about him that people don't understand. I coached this kid for 2 summers. He is a great passer and a willing passer. He's almost like LeBron and Giannis. They know they can score at will. They know they can shoot a high percentage. But it's something in their mind when they make a move and they see their teammate open, they just give it up. And that's the thing about him. He will give the rock up. He will attract the attention, and he will keep that ball moving.
Now, we've seen the theme in this NBA season is tandems. We know about Kawhi and Paul George, and then you got Russ and the Brody in Houston, and, of course, LeBron and AD. But when you put Zion and Brandon Ingram together, them specifically.
Lonzo Ball.
Hey,
keep him in there, too.
But I just want to talk about these two specifically, seeing the leap that Brandon Ingram's made. He has the ball in his hands a lot. Just that two-man game, how is that going to be a benefit for the Pelicans?
To me, right now, today, Brandon Ingram is the best player on that team. I love Drew Holiday. I think Drew is good. But when you look at Brandon Ingram's size and the way he's shooting the ball and the things that he's doing, and he's taking his game to another level, he is the best player on that team. Zion Williams has a chance to be, but think of it this way. What does it really matter? If Zion Williams and Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball all start maturing at the same time, and a Drew Holiday and a J.J. Redick and a Derek Favors, look at the talent they have. Once they get healthy, I really believe they want to sit back and first, Zion's got to get in shape. He hadn't played all year. So it's going to take him 25 games to play himself into shape because once he starts playing, bro, other than riding the bike and doing things like that, you're not going to want him out there running a lot because he's playing NBA basketball games.
Last question real quick, yes or no, can they make the playoffs?
They're not complete. They got to punch his chance once he get ready.
Okay, all right.
I give him a punch his chance.
About 3.5 games out right now, so there's a shot.
Look, can I get me a win? Come on.
Hey, go ahead.
Let me find somebody who's feeble and can't fight. Come on. Oh, there you go.
Coach always ready to.
FridayNBA.com posts the Kia MVP ladder. Changes from week to week, and we just so happen to have the curator of that list with us once again. Sekou Smith here to take you through the top 5 in the MVP. And my question for you is, having done this a long time now, we just reached the halfway point of the season. How often is the guy at number 1 at the halfway point ultimately the MVP?
That's a great question. It's usually we figured out the race by now. The guys who are going to be in the hunt, down the stretch of the season have made themselves available. And I think we have this year as well. These 5 guys are generally the 5, maybe one more guy who might be in that mix, who's kind of on the fringes of the top 5 right now. But these are the faces you're going to see, depending on how they finish that stretch after All-Star, who will be in contention for the MVP this year.
All right, any changes?
With slight changes, a little shuffling.
Is it the same 5?
It is the same 5 guys, but it's not the same order. Number 5 is this week, James Harden. And the Rockets are going through it right now, having a little spell where they're trying to figure out why they can't get back to playing at a high level. James Harden had his worst scoring night, Matt, in 2 years.
13 points.
13 points. Unheard of for Harden to struggle like that. It's not all on him, obviously, but he's got to own some of the struggle since he gets to own all of the good stuff when Houston's rolling. So Harden takes a slight dip this week.
A haircut, if you will.
He has,
if not a beard trim, a
he's
haircut.
done a little different with the braids and put him in a new light. Nothing wrong with that. And I appreciate him for not being one of these guys who's upset about where he slides or where he fits on the ladder every week. Jimmy Butler, though, this is a guy to me who's getting a boost for his team's performance this year. He's not on this list because he's got outlandish stats. There are guys on this list, Harden included, who are just playing at a level in terms of what they're doing specifically that we haven't seen, averaging all those points. Jimmy Butler is on this list because he's impacting winning at a level that very few guys are for their team. You look at what Miami was before he got there. Now you get them there. They're unbeatable at home, basically, and every bit in the mix for a home court, spot in the Eastern Conference playoff chase.
Yeah, it's a good example of context mattering in this MVP race, and I bet you hear from a lot of folks who say, Jimmy Butler, he only averages blah,
His
blah, blah.
numbers don't look right.
Exactly.
Like they look at somebody's numbers and assume, and I think we often do this, people look at somebody's offensive numbers and assume that dictates whether or not you're a really great player. That's only part of the game.
I also assume they're using that voice when they complain to you. Jimmy Butler,
that's just the way I read it. No matter what you say, that's
Number 3, Luka.
Luka Doncic, to me, I thought we would get to a point where Luka would stop impressing us. We've been, all right, we're getting used to this. All right, yeah he's great. 12th triple-double, leads the league, and continues to really drive this Mavericks team into territory they have not seen in quite some time. I like Luka's, the humble nature of this guy when he hears the comparison.